Good morning, everyone. This is Kathleen and Be Again Books, and I am here to show you a whole bunch of ephemera, just ideas for making handmade ephemera, and mostly from trash. I could show you my pile of trash, but I can't because I cleaned it up and made all of this stuff, about 45 different pieces of ephemera to stuff in my junk journals. Every Tuesday, mostly every Tuesday on Instagram, I do a post about using trash, and I call it Tuesday's Trash. And if you want to see me make projects with trash, you can join me on Instagram at Be Again Books. I'd welcome you there. All right, I'm going to start with the pile of little tucks first. So this is just a little piece of scrap that I embossed, and it would just kind of go on a corner page like that, and then would be a tuck spot. Same thing with this. This is like a Rita Donnelly flip. It's just collaged piece of paper. This is the second one, almost the same, a little bit different, and it's just easy to tuck a tag in like that. This is another scrap. It'd be on the other side of the page. Same idea, just a simple tuck. This was a random book page that I just collaged, and it'll just get glued down. You can do it on two corners and do a tuck in the back, and then it has a space for a pocket here at the top. And one of the things I love to do is make these envelopes. I don't use the whole envelope, I just use part of it, and it goes on the page like that. Scraps collaged, and then can take an insert. So I generally make them, some of them going this direction, and this one is going this direction. But I love making those. All right, next, let's do this pile of tags. I'm just going to kind of show you each one. This was some packaging for file folders, I think. I love collage. It's like, I think my favorite thing to do is just, it's very relaxing, you know, to just pick up these little pieces and make a design. This was definitely a piece of trash. It was an old file folder. The corner was bent, so I just took advantage of that and added a little jute bow there on an eyelet. They are much the same. A little bit of stenciling, some watercolor drips, stamps. You know, we end up needing so much ephemera and little tags and things to stuff in the pockets. So I'm pretty happy to have cleaned off my desk and ended up with so many items to stuff. These are kind of hybrid tags, kind of a cross between a tag and a journal card. I took advantage of those pretty antique end papers of books that I have that I've harvested. Then I just took scraps of paper and embossed, distressed them with some ink, and then added an eyelet for a tag. So they're, I guess, a tag, but they're completely blank, so more of a journaling card, I think. Then I have a whole pile of journal cards. I started with an index card and did some printing with the stencil, and then just added little scraps and a little bit of bling. This is a discarded book page. These are just paper scraps, a little piece of a guest check, some washi tape. I like this one, just some music page and tissue, and just added some texture paste. Cut a decorative edge. The guest check with some fabric, stenciling. These were also some end papers from a book. A little bit of an illustration, a torn edge, off of the Three Little Pigs, an antique story. This was an illustration off of a book page by Carl Larson is the artist, and he's one of my favorite artists. And just a few little bits. These are also index cards, some distress ink on the back, and stenciling, stamp, and this a little bit of napkin decoupage on these 3 cards. Very similar. And finally, the very smallest bits. I love making clusters. I learned how to make clusters originally from Jessica Rabb on YouTube, and I still like the way she does them. She doesn't do a lot of thinking about it. She just puts things together, little scraps, and adds them, and usually staples. I like to glue mine. These are, I call them little page fold over clusters. It's a little bit bigger, and it creates a space for a card to tuck in it. And you can put it, you know, anywhere on the page. And then the other side, you have to kind of glue this down, but it can also be a little bit of a tuck. I really like making those. This is another one of those. Fold over cluster. You could just use all the little scraps on the desk. It makes these very pretty. Another little cluster. Oops, that's upside down. There's the stamp. It can be like a top embellishment, or on the side you can create a little bit of a tab. Here's another. You don't even have to make them a tuck. You can just have it be a side embellishment on a page. And 2 final little tuck embellishments, clusters. I love these. Anyway, so my pile is gone. I've got a nice drawer now filled with ephemera for my journals. And don't forget, if you want, you can join me over on Instagram. Thanks for watching.